Hey, I'm down here at the National Mall supporting the protest for police accountability and demilitarization of police, and thought that other people might be interested in what's going on down here, so I thought I would document it on Snapchat. Just got down to the link about 1 o'clock, so I'm gonna go figure out where they are heading and we'll see what's up. I've got the World War II memorial right behind me here. Today is the anniversary of the Allied invasion of Normandy in 1944, the day that the US and the other Allies opened up the Western Front against the Nazis and the Italians. Interesting thing to think about, how historically important that is. Hopefully you can hear me all right. I've got a P95 mask on, and then another mask that my mom made me on top of that, because I think that spread of coronavirus is a pretty serious, probably the most serious issue that could be happening here. Luckily, I'm seeing that quite a few people are wearing masks, especially people that are kind of closer together. So that's a good sign. I'm on the corner of 17th and Constitution. I believe that the protesters are all headed back to the White House now, which is up that way, on this Lafayette Park there with that new fence. When I was here on Wednesday, this road was really full of guardsmen and very highly militarized looking DC police with like armor and everything on. Not seeing very much at all right now. It looks very much less aggressively policed than on Wednesday. So as you probably heard, Lafayette Park is closed. If it were open, it would have been open all the way down from where I came from, down on the corner there. So it's quite a big area that they have blocked off now. So this is Pennsylvania Avenue. Right down there to the right is the White House. This area right here is where you can typically see a lot of protests and stuff, but we're pushed well back from that. Back behind me here, all the businesses have their glass boarded up. When I was inspecting some of them, it looked like they were just doing it for protection. I don't think that they've been broken out yet, but it's possible that they were earlier this week. I'm not sure. Alright, right now I am just north of the White House. This here is Lafayette Park. I guess what I was showing you before was technically President's Park or something, but it's directly south of the White House, and Lafayette Park is directly north of it. I'm starting to see where there's quite a bit of people converging around here, but I still think that the main group is probably on that other street up there, so I'll go have a look. So when I was down here the other day, this road was closed like right around in here with National Guard all keeping people back there. And then they had another line up there on 16th Street, and then another one on the far side where the other side of 8th Street intersects with 16th, just to, I guess, keep the crowd kind of separated so that it didn't grow into one big mass. Definitely none of that going on right here today. And there's quite a lot of people up there in the main intersection. Alright, here's where the protesters are kind of gathered. You can see pretty tight quarters, but most people are wearing masks. I hope that helps. I made my way over to I and 15th Street. the other day when I was here, there was a very large National Guard presence blocking this road, and they also were down there at the intersection blocking the road right there. Right now, I don't see any National Guard. Only see a handful of police officers. Most of the action is down there. The White House is back in that direction right now. Yeah, people just walking around holding signs. Okay, I just completed the like semicircle from the far side of H Street. I had walked up to where all the protesters were on that direction. Came back down Vermont here, back down to H Street. Get an idea of how large the crowd is down in this area too. So another group of marchers coming down H Street. They're a pretty big group. Must have been coming from like the Capitol building or something. It's probably as big of a group as the whole rest of the group was, very large. Okay, I walked down to the intersection of 15th and H, and now there's another gigantic protest marching up 15th. There's a lot of people out here today. So I walked up north a little bit from where I was before. I'm now on K Street. You can see down there is 15th again, where there was a lot of people gathering. There's a very big crowd now. It stretches very thick for multiple blocks. I'm going to try and come in from the back side of it to get a sense of how big it really is. Back this way here, you can see where some of the cops are hanging out. Line of them up here, and behind that bus there's actually another big group of them. Can't see them right now. Now I made it back to 16th and L. You can see there's a lot of people coming, walking down in the direction towards the White House. I got some more guardsmen here. Got some camera crews. Got a lot of people down there. That's where everyone's heading. Alright, this is a pretty good view from here. I'm walking down 15th Street. I'm looking north in this direction. People are walking generally towards me, I'd say. And then back in this direction, you can see the White House there at the end of the street. You can get a sense of how big the crowd is. It's from H Street back to K Street here, so a couple blocks. So I've just been standing here kind of watching everybody marching past for the last 10 or 15 minutes. They're like marching up 15th Street, up and out of view. There are a lot of people out here. I made my way back down to where the White House is, pretty much. I should have mentioned earlier that right here is the church that Trump did his photo op at, and You can see over there is the White House. So I made it back to 8th Street. I kind of walked around down towards the Capitol and stuff to see if anything was going on down there. Just people were wandering around, not anything organized. So yeah, you also kind of forgot to take Snapchats for a while, but you can see there's still quite a lot of people out here. A lot of people flowing over towards the White House again.
Let's go. You go all the way to the highway with it. Let's go. 295. We're not even talking about. Let's go.
Alright, well, I've been out here a while. I'm up by L Street now. I'm going to walk back down to 8th Street where the White House protest is at, and see if there's anything else interesting on my walk back to the Metro. So, see what's up.
The way he transformed my life is the same way he will transform your life. It's the same way he will change you. God still loves you. No matter how far you've gone, you feel like you've gone far away from God, but God is still there.
Peace! No justice! Peace! No justice! Peace! No justice! Peace! Peace! No justice!
Looks like some artists are taking advantage of the opportunity to decorate some of the plywood that has been put up. So a big group of protesters just had walked down that way. We got another big one coming up. Alright, well, I made it back. Took a shower, sanitized. Did my best to stay safe today. A lot of people were wearing masks. A lot of people were giving out hand sanitizer at the places where they were giving out water and stuff like that. Probably will still have to sort of socially distant for a couple weeks to make sure I don't pass anything to anyone, which I knew would be the case. But I felt like that was a price that needed to be paid to go down there and see firsthand what the protests look like, and to be able to take some videos and share it with other people so that not everyone has to just rely on CNN or Fox to get their news, because there is I think a lot of slant coming out of that. Another reason why I thought it was important to go down there was because of the way that police were cracking down and local governments were cracking down on the First Amendment to freely assemble and air your grievances. They were trying to intimidate people into not coming out by tear gassing crowds that were not out of control. I wanted to vote with my feet and show that people were going to come out and say that we didn't believe that that was the right thing to do. And I believe that there were probably more people out today showing that. So finally, I guess I would just say, what I think needs to happen. Obviously, this isn't a problem of just cops and brutality. It's a system where you have state's attorneys and state's attorneys general and local prosecutors and district attorneys all contributing to the problem. Like the Arbery guy down in Atlanta, he was shot and killed by a couple guys that were not cops. That one was an ex-cop, and the prosecutors and the investigators buried that, and it only came out when someone leaked the video of it happening. So this is going to have to be addressed at many levels of government, and I'm afraid that they're going to try to say that there's changes coming, and then they're going to slowly roll them back. I don't know how long it'll take to start to get some of this change. Imagine that people are going to have to continue protesting, and it's not going to be an easy process. I imagine I will probably be going back down there to support that, and unfortunately that's going to mean that I'm probably going to be having to be socially distant from people for even longer. But obviously this seems like a pretty important point in history. I don't want to have any feeling that I just watched as the country was being torn apart and not voicing an opinion on it. So if we desire respect for the law, we must first make the law respectable. So here's to that. And the reason I care about this is because I think that a better world is possible. It's the 21st century. It's time for us to move beyond these old problems. There's no reason for us to be stuck here with these problems in the 21st century. And the reason I care about this is for us to move beyond these old problems. There's no reason for us to be stuck here with these problems in the 21st century. If people are all treated equally under the law, that's just going to lead to such a better society, a better country, better 21st century. And that's why I think it's time for us to be concerned about this and to just get the changes done, get the people out of the way that are stopping it, and make the world that we want to see.